I've always loved Thanksgiving, the warmth, the food, the feeling of everyone coming together. But if I'm being honest, I never really knew how it all started until now. It's a story much deeper and more touching than I ever imagined. I just learned that the very first Thanksgiving happened way back in 1621. Picture this. A small group of people, the Pilgrims, had just crossed a vast ocean, leaving everything they knew behind. They arrived in a new, unfamiliar land and faced an incredibly long and harsh winter. Many didn't make it. It was a time of immense struggle and loss. But when spring came, they learned to plant new crops, thanks to the help of the local Wampanoag people. When autumn arrived, a successful harvest was a miracle. It meant survival. It meant hope. To celebrate this blessing, the Pilgrims held a feast. And they didn't celebrate alone. They invited the Wampanoag tribe, the very people who had taught them how to live in this new world. Can you imagine that scene? After a year of hardship, these two very different groups of people, who had every reason to be wary of each other, gathered together. They shared what they had: corn, venison, fish, whatever the land provided. It wasn't about turkey or pumpkin pie or football games back then. It was about something so much more fundamental. It was about survival, about kindness, and about a profound sense of gratitude. It was about looking across a table at someone completely different from you and choosing to share, to connect, to give thanks for being alive. As I learned this, it made me think about our own tables today. We gather with family and friends, surrounded by abundance. But maybe the most important part of the tradition, the part we should remember most, is that very first act of coming together. Thanksgiving began with strangers who chose to share, to find common ground in their shared humanity. So this year, as we sit down for our own feasts, maybe we can hold onto a piece of that original spirit. A spirit of gratitude not just for the food, but for the connections we make, for the kindness we can offer, and for the simple, beautiful act of sharing. After all, gratitude started long before we ever called it Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining me on this little journey into the past. If you enjoyed this story, I'd be so grateful if you'd like this video and subscribe for more. Happy Thanksgiving!